Hello everybody and welcome to World of Warships. My name is Edward John Smith and today we're taking out the Scharnhorst on Tierra del Fuego, Land of Fire. We're in a tier 9 match and we are bottom tier, and I'm feeling these days like tier 7 is the new tier 5 because I swear I can't get good matchmaking in this ship. I mean, if I do get top tier matchmaking I can face roll with it, but this is one of those situations where I actually have to use my brain, and I don't really have much of that left these days. But, here we go. So I've decided to commit towards Charlie. We have a Kiev here who'll get into the game eventually. He's just sleepy right now, supported by an Algerie, Kutuzov, and King George V. Kutuzov is still as effective as it was before after the smoke changes, I believe. I've always been off the philosophy that you don't need smoke to be effective in that particular ship. You can definitely make it work by playing smart, using your detection and gun ergonomics, as well as smart positioning and the movements of your teammates to maximize your own effectiveness. But that's neither here nor there. For now, I'm just messing around with the vision controls. You can't see it in the replay file, but I was just messing around with the settings. I just realized that if you zoom in, it looks like there's a little pair of binoculars on your screen, which I honestly find quite cool. I don't know, it's just a small thing I like. I like the little things in life. Anyway, zooming out. And we have our first target, the Bismarck. Tier 8 German battleship with a giant-ass field of secondaries. And I know in a straight-up fight, that guy's just going to make mincemeat out of me. He's a much better brawler than I have, so I prefer to keep him at range. First salvo goes out. Now, you can't tell in the replay, but I am using the dynamic crosshair, and this is the first battle I took it into, so I'm trying to figure it out. So my first salvo lands all over the joint. Doesn't really do much of anything except give him a stiff breeze. I go into evasion, I start maneuvering, varying my speed, varying my heading. He's done the same, and I predict a second shot, and send it out. This is post-commentary, by the way. This isn't in commentary or live or whatever. I get a couple of hits on his mouth, but that's it. And he takes another shot. I drop my speed back into full reverse, keeping the hard turn, and all of those shells just sail into the sea. That's fine. I'm in good position, I have sight on all of my guns, and I take another crack at him. I see a Neptune in there, and in retrospect I should have primaried the Neptune, but it's my first match back after a while. And I'm not as savvy as I used to be. But even still, I'm kill zoned in on this Bismarck because he's starting to give up more of his side, and that's a good thing for me. So I put some rounds into him, 5.4k. You know, I'm just happy to exploit the advantage that he's giving me, because if he wants to take his superior ship and put it in an inferior position, then who am I to tell him otherwise? So I just park myself here, I turn off my engine, and I just start drumming him as best I can, but German dispersion being what it is, I'm not really getting reliable results. Now, something just took a nibble at my stern there. That was the Neptune. We're gonna see more of him in a couple of minutes. But here we go. Take out another shot at the Bismarck. I'm not aiming at the waterline. I'm trying to put shots into the unprotected freeboard on top of his, just where his deck meets the flank of his ship. And I reckon those torps are meant for me, but I'll back off. Now, bizarrely, he starts reversing. He could have signaled to the Tashkent nearby to give him some smoke, but no. Whatever. I get a 6.2k hit on him. King George V takes the kill. And interestingly enough... Oh, no, that wasn't... We don't know if the King George was firing armor piercing, because the King George burned him down. Neither here nor there. Tashkent comes up on smoke, I take a crack at him, and I'm getting a little better. I get a 4k hit on him, and on a destroyer, that's pretty good. That's, what is it? That's, what, 20% of his health? 5 times 4 is 20, yeah? I don't know, I'm not the best mathematician. I'm sure someone will call me out. He's behind a rock, so I take a crack at the Atlanta, and I guess good aim combined with decent gun dispersion rolls, because I take a Citadel and I take out one of his guns temporarily. That's happened to me at the Atlanta before. Citadels to the Atlanta usually take out its guns, but someone else took them the rest of the way. I primer my secondaries on the Tashkent, but the Algerie has his head screwed on right, and he takes him out quick smart. I was anticipating torpedoes, but thankfully there weren't any in the water. Don't worry, you'll be seeing more torpedoes in a little bit. And I decide to close in on the point a little bit, because if I swing out too far to the right, all I'm going to do is take myself out of the fight. And the Scharnhorst is a ship that needs to be in the fight, because at range, all it's going to do is just bounce shells off the tops of things that are more heavily armored than it is. So I send up my kite, see if I can get an eye on anything that's going on out there, and we see the Gneisenau. He's moving behind that rock, so I take a snapshot using the crosshair, and I think I'm starting to get a hang of it by now, because a snapshot on a moving target, that's pretty good damage. 3.2, 3.3k on a moving target behind a rock. I'll take that. And I'm just about to take another crack at him when a Mayhem appears. And I always primary destroy, especially in the Scharnhorst, because its AP can just slice right through it, provided it hits. I get a 760 damage overpen on him, but a little bit of damage is better than nothing. That's 760 HP he's not going to have later on. And I'm still working him over. Rear guns take a crack at him. One hit. That's fine. No issues there. And there is an exchange going on. We are down 1 to their 4. They are 2 caps up compared to ours, and we are 525 compared to the 397. So we're doing okay. We are doing okay. And here we go. Here comes... Now this is where I make a bit of a premature error, but it pays off for me. This isn't calculated reasoning. I just thought, alright, we're in a good position. I might as well push. So I decide, this is my moment. I'm going to push a little bit. And I take a shot at the Lion. I get 4 shell hits out of 9 shells. I don't deal any damage to him, but whatever the hell is in that smoke is deciding to take some bites out of me. Now that's the Neptune. And he just hit me for 6.3k, and I am beginning to realize the extent of my mistake here, because all manner of good news is starting to come out of that smoke cloud, and I go off scope for just a hot minute. It gives me a brief second of reprieve for that Neptune to reorient his guns on something else. And I'm focusing on this line because it's the only thing I can see, so I primary my secondaries on him naturally. And suddenly, I realize how useful the new smoke changes have been, because his Neptune just comes up on scope. So I figure, well, it's a smoke-belching cruiser, and it's been taking giant bites out of me. The least I can do is return the favor, so I whack him with a Citadel. Check the torpedoes on the right. It's the Kiev. They're not meant for me. And in all the confusion, I forget to angle to the Gneisenau on my left, which is going to cost me in a second here. You can see the good news coming in from the left as I give the Neptune a bit of his business, right back with another Citadel, and all of a sudden I've lost about a fifth of my health. No, not even a fifth. What the hell am I talking about? I mean to say 50%. I've lost 50% of my health in one fateful moment. But it's alright. It's okay, because I take down the Neptune. And now I'm in the unenviable position of being detected facing 2 enemy battleships and a Mayhem who's quite happy to park his backside in that smoke and just give me the working over. So my heal is now on cooldown, my repair's on cooldown, and my kite cannot fly, so I figure, well, goodbye cruel world, I'm going to eat rocks here and take the Lion with me. However, the dice rolls have something else in favor for me. I managed to make it out of this. And I take the Lion down. He eats 2 of my fish, which is nice. Now, I wasn't really thinking clearly here for multiple reasons. The first is I just got a Skype call while this was happening, so you're not going to see me do anything here, but I can assure you that if I was awake, I would have primaried my secondaries on that Gneisenau, and I would have been taking big bites out of him, because he's basically sitting flat onto me at sub 10 kilometer range, which is basically prime targeting for a German battleship. But I wake up in time to take a 10.3k hit out of him. Guns are reloading, repairs reloading, and my damage control is back off of cooldown. My kite's also flying as well, and I send him up. I'm coming around the headland as I come, and I know there's a DD in the smoke. I don't know where his torpedoes are, though. I'm on fire. And here are the torpedoes. I didn't think this was gonna work, but you can imagine how happy I was when it did. Oh, that was great. That guy was banking on me eating at least one of his fish. He must have been sore as hell for me to make it through there, but hey, that's just how it goes. Anyway, I hit him with the main guns for the Confederate, and now everybody else is starting to work him over. I primary him with secondaries, but this close to me, there's nothing he can do, and I take him down for a CQE. Feels good. You know what, I haven't been in the game for a long-ass while. It feels good to be able to kick it. And it feels so good. It really does. Alright. Here we go. And I really should have just stayed and capped the point for the extra experience, but that's not going to happen here. So I pull up, keep moving forward, and I head for the gap. I'm thinking, we spotted a couple of them that side. The least I can do is to get over there and do some business to them. And here we go. There's the Gneisenau there. There's the Fletcher moving up on him. And this is one of those quiet moments in the battle. And I'm feeling pretty good about the way things have gone. I've got 3 kills, 97k damage, basically 98k, 4 Citadel hits. Some of them were on Tier 9 cruiser, and that feels great. And I'm just kicking it. It feels really, really good. So, and I got a Confederate too, so you know I pulled my weight. It's not like I just waited for other people to take the big bites out of the ships and then I came in and nipped them down. No, no, no. I pulled my weight in this one. And here comes the Gneisenau. He's doing what he can. It's him against 7 others. So, you know, credit to him for throwing it all in. You know, going down fighting instead of just running away. He takes a shot at the Fletcher in the smoke, but I'm guessing he couldn't see the Fletcher because his shells went high, or maybe that was just good old-fashioned German gun dispersion. I don't know. I don't know the relative distances, and I didn't check. He takes a big hit from somewhere, and he gives me the side of his ship. I figure, let's do it. Someone was kind enough to be sportsman. To be a good sportsman in the chat, so there you go. Always congratulate your team. There's no point being a stick in the mud if you lose. Just say, good job, well played, and move on. And, alright, there we go, close quarters expert. Now I know that I said that I don't nip the kill, but I kill secured that one pretty badly. Taking a look at the results screen, and victory never felt so good. With 298,000 credits, 6,000 ship experience, 1.2k free experience, Confederate, and 2 close quarter experts. And 103k damage. There's a bunch of combat missions I was working on, but that's neither here nor there. Checking out team score, I am top of the charts. 4 kills, 2.3k experience, and the next highest was the Iowa, with 1.629k. Well played to him. Surprisingly, oh no, the enemy team isn't sorted by experience. Let's see. That's weird. They're sorted in reverse. Anyway, that Mayhan, 1.1k experience. He did pretty good. And that Neptune over there, rank 1 player got caught with his pants down. That feels good. Here's my end statistics. So, taking a look at that, 4 ship kills, 84k damage on main battery, 8k damage on torpedoes, 7k hit on secondary batteries, and 2k for fire. Potential damage received was 1.3 million, which feels okay. Damage received was 67k. Thank the Lord for the heal, because otherwise I would have been in, a certain creek without a paddle. And we got a pretty good haul for our credits and experience. We, 7k elite commander experience is always nice. I don't usually, I don't play on premium. I just, if I'm going to invest money in the game, it's just going to be in a ship that's going to always be there instead of premium time that's going to tick down when I'm not there. But, there you have it. That's the end of it. And we'll finish off on the victory screen and call that it. I have been Edward John Smith. This was the Scharnhorst, and this was a victory. A very good one with which to finish off the evening. Thank you, everybody, and good night.